I'm just standing here waiting for the cows to come home. This is Tales of Mountain Creek Ranch. Well, it's not free range because we have fences. But these cows here at Mountain Creek Ranch, they have hundreds and hundreds of acres to roam around and go wherever they want to go and do whatever they want to do. But you know what? They always come home. Why is that? Well, it's funny. I'm trying to understand the pull that a home has, or why people stay where they stay, or why things, animals, environments, ecological systems, why do they stay where they stay? And again, I turn to this ranch, Mountain Creek, to learn my leadership lessons. I recently was on a tour and I just got back from White Sands, New Mexico. My husband and I toured all through the White Sands National Park and saw the dunes, and I mean acres and acres, thousands and thousands of acres of amazing, pure, beautiful white sand. And so as I'm out there and I'm standing on top of one of the dunes, watching people sled down them in little snow sleds, having a blast, I was so curious about what created that sand millions and millions and millions of years ago. So I had to do a little research. So in the very beginning, that whole area called the Tularosa Basin was a lake, and it became landlocked, and the water had no place to go. And so when that happens, it just starts to go down. Well, the mountains around that lake began to erode over time, and they were made of gypsum. And so the erosion came and the gypsum slid down those mountains and gathered in that basin. And then over time the gypsum began to deteriorate and turn granular and make sand. And so now, fast forward, there's the Cliff Note version of that story. But fast forward today and you've got the acres and acres and acres of the White Sands National Monument. So I'm out there and I'm looking at all this sand, and it's not sand like you think of on a beach, white sand beach of Destin, Florida. It's coarse and it's hard and it's actually cool. And gypsum sand it's rock. It's a powdered rock, and it's beautiful, but it's coarse. It's not a very fine papery sand. It's kind of a rougher sand. And it's cool. It was pretty hot when we were there, and I took my shoes off and I'm walking in the sand, and the sand was cool. And so I began to wonder, with the wind blowing in my face and this high winds and making all the little patterns in the sand, I began to wonder, why does it stay? Why doesn't the wind just blow it all up against the nearest mountain and make another mountain? Why does the sand not seem to be blowing in the wind? Why aren't there big, huge, there's dunes and there's drifts, but nothing like you would expect with that high-powered wind? So I did more research, and I found out that what makes the sand stay is moisture. There is a very shallow water basin underneath that sand. So the water level is right there, and through the evaporation coming back, going down, no place else for the water to go. There's no streams running off. There's no way for the water to escape. It goes up, grabs the sand, pulls down. There's this constant pull that the water provides that moisture, and the water's cool, which goes up and makes that sand cool. So the water is the reason the sand stays. It's moisture. Makes the sand heavier and makes the sand stay. What is the water in your culture? Why do people stay? These cows, I promise, as the sun starts to go down, these cows will come home to this barn. They will come back to this shelter. Why? Shelter, safety, food, and community. Shelter, safety, food, and community. They need and want those things. And as long as Mountain Creek Ranch provides those things, the cows will always come home. So leaders, what do we do as leaders in our cultures to fulfill the basic needs of our teams so that they always choose to come home? I think there's 4 things that we have to do as leaders. Let's take a quick break and shout out to our sponsor. Does your financial plan have purpose? TrueNorth Wealth and Impact focuses on learning about your goals, the people important to you, and the impact you want to make. Your purpose, your true north. Learn more at findtruenorth.com. The 4 things that I think we as leaders do: be present, be stable, be real, be dependable. So be present. In the moments that we have, be in that moment. Not always busy, checking watches, checking things, gotta go, can't stay. Be present when the opportunity allows you to be present. Be stable. We talk about this all the time. Not that high-wired, emotional roller coaster leader that's, oh, we're going to go this direction. No, oh, we're going to go that direction. No, a stable leader casts a vision and keeps everybody on track to get there. Be dependable. Show up. If you say you're going to do it, do it. Create trust and a safe place where people know that they can count on you. And be real, authentic, no fake. Don't take fake on your teams. Be real, be who you are. If you're scared, be scared. If you're excited, be excited. Marching on that way to that vision statement. I think if we do those 4 things as leaders, our teams will always come home. I told you they'd come home. Thank you for joining me for this Tales of Mountain Creek Ranch.